This is the budget meeting, for November 21st, 2024, 5:30. Roll call, Robbie Milton.
Here.
Darwin Clark.
Here.
Randall Boston.
Here.
Patrick McCurdy. Greg Nivens. All present. We need to approve the minutes for the last meeting held October the 29th. Randall makes a motion, second by,
I'm sorry. We're gonna approve the meeting?
minutes, yeah.
I'll second.
Darwin seconds it. Any discussion? All right, all four say aye.
Aye.
All opposed likewise. All four. All right, resolution 2024-1209-01, requesting that the Tennessee General Assembly to allocate half of the real estate transfer tax to the county. This is something that we are working on right now. As the County Mayor's Association, we've taken this to legislation. We had a meeting with legislation today. We had senators and state reps there that we were talking to about trying to get some of this real estate transfer tax back to the county instead of all of it going to the state. All the counties, of course, are needing extra funds, and this is just another way of trying to allocate some money towards the counties that the state, is getting, so that you don't have to raise the taxes and things of that nature. But we met down there, we had the RPO meeting and stuff like that as well. They was talking about the 10-year plan for TDOT on the roads, and they're looking at doing the 8-mile stretch on 52 to complete the road between Allens and Clay County line. You know how they done all of it but that 8 miles?
Is that considered on the J corridor?
Yes.
Yeah.
Are they gonna go, is that,
I hope they'll finish.
they got any plans, they had a plan for a bridge to go clean across Salina, the city of Salina, and go to the Cumberland River and
Not
cross
yet.
it? Not yet.
There's no proposal for that.
The Salina was talking to them about doing a truck route and taking the truck traffic out of the downtown. How they go straight through their square, or
It's a hard turn.
you can't turn, or nothing. They're just looking at a way to do a truck route, but that's Salina. But
Yeah.
On our part, they're looking at on their 10-year plan of trying to finish that 8-mile stretch
We've had
through there.
3 deaths in the last 4 years. 2 of them at the end where it comes from 4 lanes to 2 lanes.
Okay.
And then we had the guy that, run the barbecue down in Rickman. He died there off 52 there in front of Harold Hurd's and right past the rock quarry. He had head on with another car there. So that's all happened in the last 4 years.
How many deaths? Did you say?
3.
3?
Yeah, they had that on the report, Darwin, 3 days and 3 years, yeah.
Now, how's this gonna work, guys, on this transfer of funds from the state to us? I read the resolution, which I think is a good idea, but is there some extra work that the county's gonna have to do to get this, or will this automatically just come?
It would be an automatic come.
The 37 cents would automatically come out of everything over $100. Is that
Yeah.
where you read that? Okay.
And this was brought up from the attorneys, on the County Mayor Association. Dave, you remember Dave? Of course, he's with the TCSA, and they, they all written this up, and this is for all the counties are they're trying to help the counties because,
And that's
It's-
gonna be used for county budget, is that
Yes.
just is that the entire budget, or just it's
Well-
gonna be mandated for certain parts?
we don't know yet, because we're still working on it. We're trying to get it, and we're, the road system and things of that nature too, so we're trying to get extra funds, for county roads. We're trying to get extra funds for the general fund, and, we told them the state keeps bragging that they got all this extra income and all this stuff, and the county's starving to death. So, we're trying to figure out a way to, for the state, cause we're supposed to be, part of the, state government, and, we're just trying to figure out a way to, for all of us to work together and, instead of having to beg for money.
Now, is that gonna count for every transaction, like if, just say that Greg wants to sell his house, and he doesn't go through a realtor? Will that be imposed upon him as well?
Well, right now, the state gets all that transfer.
I know, I understand that, but
We're
I'm
just
just
asking
saying,
for part of that transfer fund that the state gets.
right, cause it says it here for realty, that's what I'm wondering about, it says there that, the way it's written out here, it's for, for the real estate, transfer tax, so is that, I guess that means that everybody that sells property would be subject to this tax.
Yeah, cause that deed transfer, they have to pay
All
a
that cost.
fund, or,
Okay.
they have to pay a transfer fee.
Right,
So we're asking for it not to be added on to it, but to come out of that.
okay,
So it wouldn't cost you no more money, but it would be handed down to the counties, cause they're selling in our counties anyways.
right, okay.
Roughly from numbers from, let's say, last year, year before, how much money would that bring to the county?
From what we were looking at, it would be $200,000.
$100,000.
That was just a rough estimate. And it could be as high as like 450, but it's just a rough estimate right now, trying to figure out, because we're still working on it.
Yeah.
And who knows if they will, we have to get the House and the Senate, somebody to sponsor it and take it. And, I think they will. But then they're gonna have to look at how much it hurts their funds as well. Because this year they broke even. They didn't have all that extra coming in because of the inflation and stuff like that. They didn't have all that extra, but you've gotta look at how much deficit, because we're talking about 95 counties.
Understand.
So how much of a deficit is that gonna hold on the state? They have to look at that part.
Well, that doesn't
Yeah.
really involve us. So-
But we just trying to,
What was the portion of the 37 cents?
37 cents
Yeah,
per
but what-
$100
Yeah,
value.
but what was the portion that goes to the counties?
That, the 37 cents would come off everything, that $100 value. So 37 cents,
Well, that don't
And
kind
it would be
of,
half of 37,
it
correct?
don't really make sense if you write down where it says the county of Overton hereby request that 1/2 of the tax collected pursuant to the code 67-4-02 be shared with counties. And then the top one says 37 cents of every 100, and then get down here in the, where, for the county standpoint, it says we're gonna ask for 1/2 of that tax,
It's
so,
half of 37.
so.
So it's half of 37.
Is it gonna be half of the 37?
That's the way I kinda read it.
That's the way I'm at, yeah, that's what I'm wondering.
the imposed tax is what they have right now
It's
is 37 cents per 100.
And
So
we're
that's what
requesting
We're
that's-
asking for half of
of the
that.
Okay.
37.
So that would be 16 cents, 17 cents.
So, and that's about a couple $100,000.
That's right.
That's just rough guesstimate.
And that's counting the subdivisions and everything that's going up.
Yeah.
The whole state's booming, realty,
It's every booming, yeah.
so. it's hard to believe they just broke even though, you know, with everything going on the way it is. But
Yeah,
I
they
tell
said
you,
this year, they kinda didn't have all that extra that they was bragging about the year prior. But yeah, we're looking at half of that 37 cents. Right now, the tax is 37 cents per month.
So you need a motion to do the resolution support?
Yeah,
I make the motion.
So Patrick makes a motion. This doesn't mean that we're getting it, this means that we're asking for it.
We're starting.
Randall second, and then since it involves money, we'll do a roll call on this. Any other discussion? Robbie,
Yes.
Darwin,
yes,
Randall,
Yes.
Patrick.
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
awful. All right, and the approved purchasing jail camera system, from the American Rescue Plan, the ARP funds that we have. Right now, we met with him a minute ago, and you give me my notes, and I put it on my desk, and you got a copy of it. He's only got, did he only have one quote right now? But we're putting it out for bid, and we're gonna open those. No, was that December 9th that we're gonna open the bids up, or is that on the roof?
Well,
Both of them, not before.
if we go through the cooperative purchasing Sourcewell, we will have to get that.
Okay,
He's gonna get another quote. and
we
then-
just spent.
we have one quote,
$750 million.
we're trying to get another quote on it right now.
Okay, yeah, built a new tire and everything.
But,
So what's happened to the camera? So, I mean, what was it, 5, 6 years ago, we spent nearly $750,000 on the cameras and
2015
stuff?
said.
So,
So
then
what
you-
Tim said, it's not supported anymore.
Okay.
And they're not getting any parts for it or any repairs, for the camera system that they have right now.
now,
He said there were several of them out of commission, and they can't get
will that
fixed.
be new monitors and computers in the control tower too?
He said that all that went together with the alarm system, and, intercom and the cameras all work together.
Okay.
The intercom's been down for a little while, our max too.
What happened?
Yeah,
What
The
happened down?
intercom,
What'd you say was down?
the intercom
Oh.
over in max.
I'll make a motion.
Randall makes a motion,
Second.
Patrick second. Any other discussion on that?
The only question is, are we gonna use a Sourcewell bid or we're gonna bid it out? If we're gonna use a Sourcewell bid, is that what I heard somebody tell me say? Is that what we're gonna do, Tom? Are we gonna use a Sourcewell or bid it?
He's gonna get one more quote and then decide
Oh, I see.
whichever one,
All right.
whether we will need to bid it out.
Okay,
He's waiting on the other quote. It hadn't came in yet.
okay.
So you're gonna open bids what day?
We're gonna open bids on the 9th, for that's for, the roof. If he goes through Sourcewell, there won't be any bid openings. But if we don't go through Sourcewell, then we'll have to bid it out
For the cameras?
For the camera.
for the cameras. We're opening bids for the roof system on the 9th.
So,
And that's next, the next part, but let's go with the cameras right now. We'll talk about the roof here in just a second. Any other discussion on the camera system?
do we have any idea what the cost is?
Uh,
Right now? Just a rough draft, rough.
the
estimate.
first quote was, how much was that? 300 and something,
300 something thousand?
yep,
So,
that was the first quote, but we hadn't got the other ones yet.
all right.
So they're gonna, this is a whole new system.
Yep,
It can be everything.
all cameras, whole system.
I have the description if you wanna see it when we get after this meeting.
You have a, what?
She said
She has
the
the
description.
description of that first quote.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Any other discussion or questions on that camera system? All right, this would go down, Greg,
Yeah.
Patrick.
Yes.
Randall.
Yes.
Darwin,
Yes.
Rob,
Yes.
all four. And the next part was the jail roof, and that's the one that we're looking at opening up, the bids, and if we have any other funds available through the American Rescue Plan, it can go towards that if there's any left over, after the camera system. Tim was talking about how, if they done all of it, now he's, just got a quote, of course, we'll have to bid it out, but he just got a quote, if he done the whole roof, it was like $150,000. But if they broke it out in sections, the two major sections that when it rains, it's leaking down in the building, would run anywhere from, what do you say, 50
to 70.
Yeah, 50 to 70. But, after doing the calculations, there was a discount. If they done the whole roof, it would save $24,000 instead of just doing sections at a time. And this was broken down in section A through F. But that was just one, guy giving a rough, that was Allen's Roofing doing a rough estimate. Of course, we'll have to bid it out. The next person might come in, cheaper than that, we don't know. But that was to, get an idea of how much this is gonna run. With the roof leaking down in there the way it is right now, we need to get it repaired.
He said it pulled, on those two sections, the rubber roof will pull back a couple inches from the wall all the way around, letting water just pour in, of course. The roof's been on there since.
23 years old.
Yeah,
Yeah,
since
but
the
ain't they
day.
trying to, are they not trying to seal those holes up? So
Well,
it's
it's pulled away all the way around the walls. They,
and it's running down into the cell, and it's running down into the cell.
In the office.
in the office and in Lori's office,
Uh-huh.
he said it was actually the worst, they had to
Oh, wow.
replace a lot of
Okay.
tile and stuff in her office.
It was $832 a square. So
That's a lot of
eight,
money. How many squares?
yeah, 100 square feet, so it's only $8 or $8 a square foot.
8,330.
This will be a roof like it's on Joel Evans, that white rubber, that deflect, or the heat and, cold, it's supposed to deflect it. That's, like you said, it's like what's over there on Joel Evans right now. But, we'll have to bid that out. And like I said, this was to, use, if there's any available ARPA funds left over to go towards that roof system. We have to allocate it by the end of the year. In motion or second on that? Randall made a motion, Darwin, you second?
Yeah.
I thought you did, I thought you raised your hand. Darwin second. Any other discussion on it? All right, roll call, Robbie,
Yes.
Darwin,
Yes.
Randall,
Yeah.
Patrick.
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
all four. All right, now, this is, the next part, this was, of course, it goes by year to year, and we have to, renew the American Rescue Plan funds used for the health department, that 432. Because it's exceeding another year, they're making us, get it approved again. You wanna kinda explain that to them, Connie?
Yes, the Summer Matthews from the health department brought this memorandum of understanding to us, asked our county attorney to review it, and, it's basically, we budget from one fiscal year to the next, and so, this project is gonna run into probably at least 1 or 2 more years, and so, the health department needed this memorandum of understanding signed off on. And just stating that we've already spent the $432,000, it's already been spent, but the project itself, it will run into the next budget year.
Yeah, cause it's not built yet, that's what she was saying.
And the only two
There-
people that have to sign is the vice chair and the chair of the county commission, but we just wanted to keep you guys in the loop and share that information.
So we used the 432 on the purchase of the land,
Yeah,
Yes,
so that was our match.
that was
Yes.
that match.
So, There shouldn't be any more cost to the county.
No.
No, we're done there, they take over from here.
Right.
Motion by Patrick. Greg second. Any other discussion? All right, Greg,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Randall,
Yes.
Darwin,
Yes,
Robert.
Yes.
Budget amendments, to General Fund 101, amendment number 3, the American Rescue Fund 1.7, amendment number 1. I'll let Connie go over those with me.
Okay, if you look at page number 8, it's number 8 at the bottom. This budget amendment, number 3, it covers several different things. The first section is the increase in expenditures is on the first page. In the middle section, you'll see the word carry. That is the drug recovery court carryover funds. Their grant cycle is different than ours. It starts in September, so I've got those expenditures there in the center section. The offsetting revenue is on the next page. There are, some other line items that we, are over, and we're moving money to cover those. If you look on the next page, it's kind of where we are covering those expenditures. We are decreasing some other line items. We have some grants in the next section that says increase in revenue. So there's grants there. We have, one section that's decrease in fund balance, and that's how, we're having to pay for some of those expenditures on the first page.
we having trouble at the ambulance service with the heating unit? Is
Yes.
that why we're having to take it out of fund balance?
Yes, that's the first one, but, Chris got 3 written quotes and just brought them into us, and it's gonna be less than that.
Okay, that's good.
It's 13.
Come in 13,000.
13, okay.
The next,
He got it. Darrell.
King,
Yeah,
all right, thank you.
the next,
it's 7.5 ton, I think it is.
decrease in fund balance of 26,000, that is the 1 year of the 3-year contract that we signed for the CPR device, maintenance contract. We did not have that in the past, and we did not have that in the budget. And then the last one is the, where the ambulance service went from, the Beyond Lucid contract, we switched to the ESO, reporting software. And then the last item is decrease in reserves, and that is, the money out of the opioid settlement funds, for the agencies that come and were awarded, the opioid settlement money.
Just moving out from out into the, account to cover those.
Pat, do you have your, run numbers read from ambulance service?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I done put mine in the truck when I went down, but I was dragging.
They're-
How much the runs were. at.
Look at
Up
fund,
335 calls,
28,
from last year.
you see that, Robert?
And it's only 10
It's not
months.
good.
Yeah,
33.
they're expected to be 500 calls more by the end of the year. expected.
Another question I had was, fire prevention contributions? What is that?
Okay, we have, volunteer fire departments.
Yep.
And, this year we were told that we couldn't pay for their insurance directly because they're a nonprofit. So we put all of the money in the contribution section.
Okay.
And had to move it out,
Okay.
so to pay for their insurance.
I have no choice. Okay.
Is that, fund balance right, Connie? Is that what we got left in fund balance?
No, that's not what we have left.
Okay,
Um,
it just says you know?
That's the total amount of money that we're moving.
Oh, okay,
The total increase in expenditures is $828,561.70. And then the next page, the offsetting, increase in expenditures and revenue and fund balance is $828,561.70.
okay, so that's what you're moving, okay,
Yeah,
all right.
Did you get to how much you run, how much more runs were up this year, borrowing from last year?
No, I haven't seen anything, I haven't heard anything.
Uh,
That's good, I'm glad.
There's 335 so far this year.
Yeah,
And they had, how many last year?
no.
Five more.
This time last year, they had 3822. This time last year, they have 4157 calls altogether. So it's up 335 opposed this time last year.
This time last year.
and our
You wanna
patient,
see this, or?
And we're working with legislation as well to try to get more reimbursement from TennCare.
and our patient, charges, our revenue is still coming in, like it was before Paul left, so.
Yeah.
We've not had a decline in that.
That was another thing that we was working on today, because TennCare, they pick and choose what they wanna pay for, how much they wanna reimburse and things like that. So now they're realizing that the cost of the ambulances and all this stuff has went up and how much of a burden that it's been on the county to pay for that stuff. So, they're looking at legislation of trying to get more reimbursement from TennCare. And of course, I've been trying with, the federal side with the Medicare stuff. I've been trying to get more than 41% from them, cause, every time Marsha Blackburn I see her, that's my main thing is Medicare reimbursements. How we need more, of those, and of course, we take a lot of calls over there, like if you have to run somebody to the doctor office visit or something like that, you don't get reimbursed for that. If you do transfers from hospital to hospital, you don't get reimbursed for that on some of them. Like, Medicare might pay, TennCare might not, vice versa.
Whatever entity mandates that these things have to happen, they should have to pay for it.
Well, and they're looking at, and they talked about this today too, about, helping fund more for the sheriff's department and things like that as well. So, we had a good meeting today, with legislation. They're realizing that you can't pay, bills on 6 year ago money or 10 year ago money or anything like that, and it's not, it's everybody that's hurting. All the counties are, and they realize that, you know, we're part of the state now.
I wonder how many of these runs that got in here where they went out to the house and then they refused to go. I wonder, in the past, we had a lot of those where they get the dispatch to go and then they get out there and they didn't want to ride the ambulance. So that's a loss right there for us. And I just wonder how many of those 406 that they did this year were that. Because that's a loss of revenue right there.
I'm sure that they could tell us, but I don't know if he's got that in the numbers
Okay.
or not. I didn't
just
ask
wondered how-
him.
You remember what we had to write off last year on those?
Quite a bit.
Yeah.
I don't remember that.
No, I couldn't remember, but it was quite a
Wasn't it
bit.
like $100,000?
Yeah, something more than that, I think.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it's Medicare mostly.
Yeah.
Medicare refusal to pay.
And then you
so-
got that going on too, you know,
Yeah.
Medicare and TennCare don't wanna pay, and then you go out and you can't transport, so
Yeah,
it's just a hard way to keep it going.
it is. Any other discussion on the, amendments?
I make a motion to
Patrick makes a motion.
bring the amendment.
Just for amendment, I'll second it.
Darwin second. Any other discussion on that? Okay, Greg,
Mhm.
Patrick,
Yes.
Randall,
Yes.
Darwin,
Yes,
and Robbie,
Yes.
all four. So the Sourcewell Purchasing Program Participation Agreement. And it's on, right behind that should be, right behind before we go through those amendments.
Take a direct motion.
Okay, you got first and second motion. Who are you?
Sorry, have y'all already looked over it?
Yeah, it's something we have to
Yeah,
do.
We have to do it every year, yeah.
Direct motion now.
Greg made a motion, Randall seconded. Any other discussion? Like I said, this one we have to do yearly, so, roll call on this, Robbie,
Yes.
Darwin,
Yes.
Randall,
Yes.
Patrick,
Yes.
Greg,
Yes.
all four. The old and new business, one thing we have on here is sales tax collection, being, in '24 was 257, 531. Last year at this time, it was 217, 223. So it's up, roughly,
375.
yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, we get a quarter of that, right? That the 257,
Basically.
basically,
The
so,
general fund.
a quarter of that, cause half of it goes to schools, then it's, a quarter of it goes to solid waste, and then a quarter of it goes towards the general fund.
And then the city gets a portion of it.
Then the
too.
city gets a portion. So, just wanted to kinda give a heads up on that, Connie did you have more to go over on that?
I have some more new business.
New business.
It's the resolution that, the Barrett Group, the ones that did our sales tax audit, they, have sent a resolution to Stephen who forwarded on to me, for us to pass in court.
Oh, yeah,
And it's
yeah.
about our mineral severance tax. Darwin, I don't know if you got to see that, I sent it to you right before this meeting. You may not have had a chance to look at it, but it's, for us to have an opportunity to get, more per ton for the mineral severance tax.
Yeah,
It didn't get to go through last time, but, this is for them to bring it up for the mineral severance tax to try to get more money towards our highway system.
Yeah.
and that's all we need.
Collection on that?
I second.
All right, well, we've got,
We talked about it.
Randall made a motion to, do the resolution, and, Patrick seconded.
That's on new business, right?
Yeah, new business. For Randall motion for, mineral tax, severance tax.
Yeah, you want to mention resolution
Resolution number
2024.
2024-1209-02. And then, let's see, Randall made a motion for mineral severance tax. Patrick second. Any other discussion on that? Okay, and we'll have roll call on that one as well. Greg?
Yes.
Patrick?
Yes.
Randall?
Yes.
Darwin?
Yes.
And Robbie?
Yes.
All four. On roll call. Any other new business? Okay. Okay, no other new business. Next meeting, we got one before December 9th.
We don't have nothing scheduled, so.
Nothing scheduled, so it'd be December the 9th, and that's the date of court as well, so we will have to have it a little earlier, so court's at 6, budget meeting, what time, 5? 4?
We have another meeting.
Okay, budget meeting at 4, on the 9th, and we're gonna open those bids. December the 9th, at 4 p.m. because we have an opioid at 5 and then court's at 6. 4. Open bids. All right, I'll entertain a motion.
Got it.
Randy? And Greg second, all four say aye.
Right.
All right,
Aye.
we are dismissed.